What is happening? Welcome to my channel. My name is Matt Bradford. This video is long overdue. This series is long overdue. I have some builders. There are some people in this world. How do I say it? The guitar pedal community, the guitar community, the music community. There are such lovely people in that community, and I have had the opportunity and the pleasure to interact with people who just are so awesome. Not only at what they do, but they're also just nice, amazing people who are passionate about the same things that I'm passionate about, right? Tone, gear, fuzz, whatever. So, the first person to ever believe in me, back when I had 3,000 followers on Instagram and I don't think I even had a YouTube channel. Like, I was just getting started, and I reached out to Marcus Reeves at Reeves Electro, and I was interested in a black hat sound pedal, which is on the screen here. And you can see the inside. You can see the wiring and how it is a piece of art, right? And he does it all. I mean, this is a blue sparkle interior. I think it was a special one. This is the old box, right? This is before the new box, and I think it's the old circuit layout too. But whatever, that doesn't matter. The point is, it's an incredible piece of gear. And I reached out to Marcus, and he was like, well, let's get you an artist deal. He was the first person to believe in me, and that's really incredible. And so that was like 4 years ago. So finally it's paying off for him. And as you can see, I've acquired a couple more Reeves pedals in the interim, and they blow my mind. So if you're unfamiliar with Marcus Reeves at Reeves Electro, you should check him out on Instagram. Everything's only available, I think, via drops at this point, which is so cool. And I guess we should start with the black hat sound. Let me start with this. So today I'm going to use this is a tele lap steel that I build. My reverb store is below, and I have necks on there. I have guitars on there, it's all lap steels, because that's what I do. I don't know that I can add much to the guitar community, but with the lap steel community, there were things that were lacking in the high-end lap steel market that I felt I could do. And I'm going to use my Black Volt. I know words. Black Volt Crazy Horse. It's like a 5E3 Tweed Deluxe style amp. It's got a little bit of hair on it. Because I don't want to send fuzz into a totally clean amp. I want the amp breaking up, and then I want it to then smooth out the harsh edges of the fuzz. I didn't know that when I got into fuzz. And as I learned some of those things and learned how to use fuzz, it was like, this is an incredibly interactive experience, and I really love it. Finally, okay, so guitar, obviously the pedals, into the Black Volt. And then it's going, because the amp is out here, I have a ISO booth, and in the ISO booth is a satellite 1x12, and I'm using a Shure SM57 and a Mesinovic Model 2 ribbon microphone, going into a pair of preamps. I've got a Cappy VP28 and a Lauren Audio Panther, and then those are going into Universal Apollo X8. Into Pro Tools, Logic, not Pro Tools. I left Pro Tools. Don't get me started. Logic was a nice upgrade for me. So let's get into it. The sounds, obviously, right? There's not a lot of. I think I probably already said that, right? I said that already, I think. Okay, if I didn't say it, just in case I didn't say it, I'm pretty sure I did. This is a low. I have a little bit of grit on it, right? And I'm using a little bit of reverb, a little bit of room reverb, just because the ISO booth is really dry. So just a little bit of room to give it a little bit of air. Maybe a lot of reverb. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when I start mixing. We'll see what happens. So let's start with the black hat sound, because this is the one that got me initially into Reeves Electro. Although I do love his. The one thing I don't have. Well, there's a lot of things I don't have that I want from him. The first three that he had like a fuzz face. And what the hell is it called? It's the face 2000 or something, whatever it is. It's using some, and it's like a super high powered fuzz face, and the 108 master, which is like a range master, but using a BC 108, and those are incredible. And I would love to get those at some point too. But the Black Hat sound is like a unique. It's not modeled after another fuzz, and so it's its own thing, and it's so cool. So this is the Black Hat sound. It cleans up really nice. I gotta be careful talking over. I'm usually going through a load box when I do these videos, but the mics sound so much better, so we gotta mic it up. But I mean, it's just awesome. And we got two controls. We got a volume and a bias. And you can hear it's like an old school power thing where it's got to be using what, PNP resistors, I think. So positive ground resistors, I think. I'm not an expert. We would have to ask Marcus. But so when the volume's all the way off, it's grounding it in a way that's creating noise. If I just turn it up just a little bit, the noise goes away. But let's turn the bias. Okay, volume. Let's just. I don't want to go through all the controls, but check it out. And it has a bass switch. So. That's awesome. So that was the bias, pretty high up. Let's turn it down. I'll bet it gates. I don't use it this way a lot. Let's see. Well, I need to be doing that more. All right, lowest bias. Okay, there's the gating. That's cool. Well, you're going to be seeing that on Instagram probably before this video comes out, frankly. That's awesome. All right, and then the bass cut switch. Oh, I was cutting the bass before. Now. Yes! Okay, that's an amazing pedal. I have a few pedals now, and this is an older one, and it hasn't made it on the board in a while, and that is a problem because that thing is incredible. And just doing this is I'm already so inspired. I'm so excited. Okay, whatever. And obviously, right, I already showed you the guts, but let's just look at them one more time. That's incredible. I mean, it's just, this is master level work. So, let's go to the plus. Now, I have never loved distortion pluses. I always thought they sounded bad. And so Marcus was like, "Hey, I have this distortion plus," and I was nonplussed. And then I plugged it in, and I was like, "Oh, I get it. This is." I mean, again, when you look inside, it's built differently than the Black Hat sound. This is built more as like a tour grade, like monster of a pedal, and it is heavy duty, and the sound is freaking righteous. So, here's our. Now I think the bass cut switch is on right now, because in a track a lot of times having less bass allows me to cut more, and then in a solo setting like this I need to add some. See? That's all the way up. That's the only way to really set it. That is so rad. Let's try it with a different guitar. Okay, so this is mahogany with humbuckers. I don't, obviously, no, not obviously, right? Humbuckers a lot of times are not the most fuzz-friendly pickups, and I do tend to love like the Firebird pickups on a lot of fuzzes, but the Distortion Plus, for me, is a Randy Rhoads. That's what I think of when I think of Distortion Plus. I think of Randy Rhoads first. And so humbuckers in a mahogany body instrument, like his Les Pauls, and his V's were Carina, probably. Maybe not. They might have been mahogany. I don't know. But here's humbuckers through the Plus. We should do it through the Black Hat too, just for fun. Right, bass cut. I see. Bass cut's in the middle. Bassiest is up top. This is the bassiest. Oh, it's so mean. And then let's go to the middle. Bass. Least bass. I mean, that's awesome. That'll cut through a mic. Once you add a bass and like kick drum and everything, and you're trying to play a riff, you don't need all that extra low end. This pedal, more than any other pedal, blew my mind on a take on a classic. Because when you say Distortion Plus, I'm immediately like, no, thank you. And then you play this, and I'm like, yeah, can I have a Distortion Plus, please? And then I play the original one, and it's like, no, thank you. This is better, and it's better in all the ways. I understand better is a subjective thing, but this is better. Okay, so, well, let's do the Black Hat real quick with the humbuckers just for fun, right? And see, that's like a little bit muddy for me, but the cleanup's not the same, and I don't have a I don't have a treble bleed in here, so it's not like it's just like the humbuckers react differently versus this guy. Right, it was just nicer with the fuzz and everything. So whatever, I'm gonna stick with this one. But we saw the humbuckers with the plus is absolutely magic. And then just one more time, because why wouldn't? Get the low end in there. That's so cool. Okay. Now, one of the coolest things too is Reeves Electro is no longer just Marcus Reeves. It also happens to be Marcus's daughter, Izzy Reeves, with the Daughter Board series. And first of all, that's just so cool. You know, I have amazing, loving parents, but they were not like rock and rollers. You know, and so the fact that that like Marcus and his daughter get to build fuzz together is like the coolest thing in the world. Izzy's rad. This is the Facet VX, which I believe is like a Vox fuzz face style thing. But to be honest, I don't read manuals and I barely read emails. So I kind of just plug the stuff in and then turn knobs and see what happens. And I don't really plan on changing that because, yeah, whatever. Don't get me started. Why am I getting started? This is unusual. I always get started. So this is that's so quiet. That's cool. This is the Facet VX from Izzy Reeves from Reeves Electro, the Daughter Board series. Let's start neck pickup. And it's got like that cleanup. I mean, that's just good sounding. Let's see what the trim knob does. That one in the middle. Well, let's turn the fuzz all the way up, because that's what you do. Okay, with the fuzz all the way up, the trim knob isn't doing a lot. So let's start with the fuzz all the way up, and then we'll mess with the trim knob. Alright, fuzz all the way up. Still cleans up. Obviously different because the fuzz is all the way up, but like that's still a pretty good like overdrive sound. It's so cool. All right. So fuzz about what? And my guess is they've got like a C-taper pod on there or something, because that fuzz control is super usable, and a lot of fuzz face fuzz controls are not. So they're doing some updates and upgrades that are amazing. Is the trim control a bias? Let's find out. Not totally sure what it's doing. I think it's a bias. I think it's just a nice little. Just get a little more mid-range, a little bit less mid-range, more mid-range clockwise, less mid-range counterclockwise. Pretty subtle, and I don't hate it. I also don't mind having less controls on things. That's so good. That is so good, water. Okay, and then finally, see the mic's right here. Finally, the Zoe. Now, the cameras are starting to overheat. Okay, we're okay for a second. I think we're gonna make it. Let's see what happens. The Zoe, this thing is, I mean, you can see it is old school, man. It's an old school wedge, battery only, no LED. You know when it's on, I promise. So let's check it out. So this. Okay, that is massive. Volume back a little bit, it's gonna start gating a lot. Which is such a great sound. Oh, it's just awesome. It's just awesome. Now, once again, we have a bass cut. Less bassy. Right? More bassy on that side. And again, in a solo context, I would keep it more bassy. Oh, the Zoe, it's probably a zonk-ish. I love how much texture it has. It also has a texture knob. So let's see what that does. Make sure these are working. They're still going. Okay, this one might die. We might have to come back. If it cuts, you'll know what happened, okay? Clearly a bias control. Oh, it's so gross. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And then obviously the big dog. Okay, and we are back. Camera overheated, but we're back, and cool. Yeah. So we're finishing up with the Zoe. I think it cut out in a place where I was having a blast. Okay, so let's see. We have the texture knob. Let's put it back kind of in the middle, right? That's so freaking good, man. The swell is, I think, is the volume. Okay, so we get a little bit more than unity. It's about unity. Obviously, the amp is overdriving, so if you go over unity, it just adds a little drive to the amp. And then the drift knob. Similar to the attack knob on a like a Mark I or a Zonk, go figure. It's great, and it, you know, obviously there's a lot of flavors in all of these. Nice and big for like a right, or you can get thinner. That gatey stuff is so rad. So look, real quick comparison. Battery's now dying. You know, this is so Facet VX. Right? That's awesome. Black Hat sound. You have been neglected too long, my friend. The Plus. And finally, the Zoe. Man, thank you for hanging. I hope you will buy some stuff from Marcus. This is not an advertisement. He didn't ask me to do this. I can't tell you how high esteem I hold him and how amazing he has been to me. And, you know, I like to support the guys, the good guys. And, I don't know, you know, you hear about the jerks in the industry, and I can tell you that we don't hear enough about the positive people that are out there. And Marcus is amazing, and Gio from Black Volt, who made the amp, is amazing. And, you know, hopefully I'm good too with, you know, I build these. Hopefully, if you want a lap steel, you'll at least look into these. Thanks for hanging. Here's the Zoe.